welcome back to another YouTube video. This is episode number 7 now of the James Bond review series. This is Diamonds of Forever from 1971. Sean Connery has returned. He definitely does seem to have aged a bit since the last Bond film. However, I assure you he is still 41. This is the final Spectre film until the film Spectre in 2015, which is pretty significant. And this Blofeld is played by Charles Gray, who appeared last time appeared in For Your Eyes Only. Not the best Blofeld, but I mean he's quite good at the acting skills, and I think he's alright, personally. Of course, all the MI6 staff are still present and correct and still all the same. And the main premises of this film is mass amounts of diamonds from South Africa are being stolen or smuggled away somewhere, and he thinks he has to find out who's stealing them. So it's pretty clear that from the last film to this film, James Bond's been away a bit. As mentioned that he was apparently on holiday in the film. I guess that is probably a reference to George Lazenby. He did on a Secret Service. Sean Connery kind of skipped the film. But no, it does link up quite well, and I think it's pretty good and it works. So in this scene we get the two henchmen of the film which are Mr. Kidd and Mr. Witt. One played by Peter Smith, the other played by Bruce Clover. I mean, honestly, they're just kind of two your goofy Americans from the early 1970s. Pretty annoying, to be honest. I mean, they don't really have much value in the film. They're just kind of there to mess with James Bond. And yeah, it's as simple as that, really. I mean, some people would quite like their stereotype. Like I said, I find it personally quite annoying, but no, it works and it's alright. So this is actually a pretty significant theme, because in this scene, the man playing the main, well, that's actually Felix Leiter there, but he's pretty rubbish Felix Leiter in this film. I'm not even his name is Bruce Cabot, but no, he's not even quite relevant in this film. That man there is Lyndon Barr. He actually appears again in The Man with a Golden Gun. However, we don't know that now because Diamonds of Forever was before that film, but no, I just thought I'd throw that in there. So James Bond now has fake diamonds in the funeral casket, and he needs to smuggle them away because, of course, at this point, he's kind of working undercover for MI6 to track down where Spectre are putting all the diamonds. However, of course, those two henchmen are there, and they, of course, really know that James Bond does work for MI6, and so they attempt to kill him. They're trying to give him a pretty painful death by burning through cremation. That must be a pretty terrifying way to die. I mean, you're locked in a casket and you can't get out. Luckily, though, he is stopped, and he's notified that they were fake diamonds, not the real ones. So if he was using fake diamonds and he didn't know that, then where are the real diamonds? Maybe the real diamonds are just with Spectre already. I don't really know, it's not really explained. So the next following things I'll show you are the main action scenes from the film. They're pretty good action scenes. I mean, this one he's on a beach buggy, well, sort of desert buggy, I suppose. It's not a beach buggy, it's a sort of desert buggy. Pretty good car chases. I mean, a bit of an abstract concept. I mean, James Bond in a sort of beach buggy, sand buggy, whatever you want to call it. Pretty abstract, but no, it definitely does work. And then he has to speed off to Las Vegas with another much more realistic chasing scene, this time with the American police. They're not very good drivers. They keep crashing their cars about, and he's running from them. But like I said, I quite like this style of Bond. The car chases, they're always pretty good. This definitely isn't the best one. I mean, generally Diamonds of Forever is not Sean Connery's best Bond film, but I personally believe that every Bond film is a good film. So during that whole sequence, she was just locked in the boot. That is this Bond girl, played by Jill St. John, who plays Timothy Case. She's an okay Bond girl, not the best one. I mean, this whole film is kind of filled with just pretty insignificant plots that just kind of work, which keeps like a pretty good average kind of Bond film. It's what you would expect a Bond film to be. However, this is a pretty good scene. In this scene, James Bond realises that Blofeld is indeed still alive, the real Blofeld that is, and he did not kill him. And Blofeld has successfully made a clone of himself. And James Bond, as you'll see in a minute, attempts to kill the real Blofeld, but it does not work, as they also cloned 2 of his cats. James Bond then decides to kick one of his cats, and whichever Blofeld it goes to, it must be the real one. However, that doesn't work, because like I said, he has 2 cats. So yeah, must have cloned them as well or something, I don't really know. In this elevator, James Bond is indeed gassed and taken away by the henchmen. So this is the fourth climax of the film. Like I said, a pretty underwhelming climax. I mean, it's kind of just a bit of shooting on the oil rig. Not much really happens. Not much is really achieved. I mean, this whole thing with the tape is a bit of a mess, really. I mean, he gives Tiffany the real case. However, she then gives that to them, so she gives away the real case. And so the fake case is still left with Bond. And it's overall a bit of a mess. However, it does still work, and James Bond uses this weather balloon to signal to other, MI6, and I think Felix Leiter, again played by Bruce Kullert, is also in there. And so they start blowing up the oil rig, in which Blofeld attempts to escape in a sort of makeshift submarine, but it of course does not work. So now with the oil rig clearly under threat and about to go down, Blofeld tried to make his final escape. Like I said, this is the final time we see Blofeld until 2015, so that's 44 years, 71 to 15, of which there is no Spectre, because of course it's copyrighted when Roger Moore comes, which will be the next Bond. And so James Bond managed to throw Blofeld into the, sort of control room and blow up the oil rig. I guess if you hit a control room, the whole oil rig blows up. It's pretty unrealistic. But anyway, the 2 henchmen, Mr. Kidd and Mr. Witt, are still indeed on board. However, they go down in an equally as goofy to themselves way by throwing a bomb and one of them getting their hands set on fire. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.